Welcome back to another session and episode Ziva under Orange Up Podcast. And today I'm joined by
Wilson Azam
and Rafik Satia.
Right, ndiso tiri paMugota conference Ziva nyaya dzaichoka itriva Christine Boys Rangu, and today we're going to unpack the topic called social expectations of a man.
Yeah, basically, so when we are looking at societal expectations, we are looking at those founding values and the norms that the society has come to accept or has come to socially construct as to be the responsibilities or how men are supposed to interact. You know, one of the most interesting things that we have grown up to be taught as young people is men don't cry. So men don't cry has become a social construct that has been created. So that many young people today are suffering, they are depressed. Why? Because they don't cry. We have got many problems that the young people we are facing every day, but we can't cry, we can't express our feelings, we are actually bottled up. If you ever listen to a song by Brian Jakes, you know, the Moyo Mangu Munibundu, exactly, that's the situation that we are in because of the so-called society expectations. We don't cry.
You know, at times, heavy is the head that weighs the crown, right? Being a man entails that there are certain things that you can do and you cannot do.
Yes.
So at times, this burden is the one that leads men into overthinking, drug and substance abuse. With great power comes great responsibility. This term, man, women say we are better off because you're born as a man, because we don't talk about the evil side of being a man. I can go through a heartbreak. It's not okay for me to cry, but it's okay for a girl to cry and the heartbreak will be done.
It's a counseling, huh?
Yeah.
Imagine. That's not fair.
You
But
get it.
that's what we'll be trying to talk about here at the Mugota conference. We will be talking about the vulnerability of young men and how we deal with these issues.
So basically you're saying that all men are said to be strong. And they expect men to be strong.
To be strong.
These are myths.
Yeah.
The man is strong. A man can never, have any problem. A man can hustle.
You get it. So that's the other reason why we are having a high rate of men committing suicide, because they've got that belief which has been constructed as a result of a myth. Men are the ones who are supposed to hustle, men are the ones who are supposed to do all this particular thing. So imagine you're in a situation whereby you are not going to work, right? Your wife is waiting for you in the house, your children are looking at you and they're busy saying, "Dad, can you have something to eat?" Of which you as a father, you can't even go out to get because you don't have the means. So imagine that pressure. What is it going to construct?
That's being a breadwinner.
You get it.
You also want to eat the brain.
You get it. So I feel like one of the keynotes from the Mugota conference that we have been in was like, if you are a man, you should be able to open up with, no, this situation, I can't handle this situation, I can't do this.
It's too much.
Yeah, I can't. So again, the burden is on the females or on the women. They should also accept the fact that there are some scenarios whereby we as men, we can't go over those kind of things. So they
women 50-50.
They also.
What should we do now? Thank you. For us, we know that we can turn to Mugota, but how do we spread this awareness to other people so that they stop thinking that they are alone in these things?
Positive. So to everyone listening to this podcast, watching this, please like and comment. Also like our page. Also call 577 or toll-free number. And also comment on how best we can communicate. You know that we have Mugota, but who do we approach? That's a question which he posed, and I'm hoping you're going to answer. So here we are at National Mugota conference, and we were learning with unpacked prevention of sexual exploitation. So we're talking about societal myths. Societal expectations, and how best we can, have that societal expectations that people have. I wanted to ask, you're talking about being a breadwinner. Guys, how do you feel if a woman is the breadwinner and you're not a breadwinner? How do you feel?
The reason we are laughing is because this subject is a hard one. Eh?
Yeah.
People believe that when women have this sort of power in their hands, they tend to take it a bit too far, which is not true. Imagine, don't take it from the point of using your pride as the main objective. Eh? Imagine your girl or your woman is coming home saying, baby, no, look, I brought you food. Today you can rest. Go sit down. Yes, you don't need to go to work tomorrow, baby, I got us. Eh? Imagine having that 50-50. But because we are men and we have the societal crowd,
Yeah.
we feel like when she's now the one who's being the breadwinner, she deserves to wear the pants and I should be wearing the dress.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
basically, you're saying we haven't learned how to handle empowered women.
Yeah.
So how do we handle empowered women?
I think we should also reflect and we should also look at that point, which if the women are empowered, what is it that they are capable of doing? Specifically looking at men, because it's very problematic if you want to go into the houses and no. Imagine your wife is the one who's working, she's doing all those kind of things, and you as the man, you're just there. Can you tell me that there's going to be peace? Let's say
there should be peace.
Are we going to have peace in the house? Because and then I'm the one who's doing everything. Imagine.
We should come back to the issue of falling in love with someone you are friends with, someone you can communicate with. Not this nonsense about falling in love because of benefits. Because he's good money, he will take care of my future. Because he's handsome or you have good kids. Falling in love with the character means for the rest of your life you're set.
Okay, but basically we should also come to feasibility aspect. Let's look at how realistic is it for a woman or to just fall in love with a girl who doesn't have anything. It's not a problem.
That's pressure. That's forcing.
You get it.
Because those that are going out with the people who the haves, who can afford to take you to Dubai for lunch and what are posting these pictures. Then you've got my girlfriend who looks at me and says, "Baby, I want to go to Dubai." But in reality, I cannot take you to Dubai.
Yes,
we can go sit in the park and have something, a picnic. That's what I can offer.
Imagine your wife is your wife or your girl is the one who's got all those money, and you suggest that, oh no, let's go to Harare Gardens. Your wife is going to say, no, let's go to Jameson. Why? Because she just wants to show you how powerful she is to you.
Power. That's that mentality.
Yes.
You're discussing when you want to go out for lunch, and then she says it's not Harare Gardens.
Let's go to Jameson.
Let's go to Jameson. As a man, don't say she wants to show me how strong she is. As a man, accept the fact that baby is willing to invest in you, in your relationship.
What's in Nandina?
Not because in Nandina, because at this moment I'm economically weak.
So basically, guys, what they're saying is, ziva munhu wakudomanyana, ziva munhu wako, fall in love with your friend. So, guys, tell me, on speaking on the National Quota Conference, what have you learned on the prevention of sexual exploitation and abuse among men? To start about the societal expectations. I mean, because JC is all leading to people taking drugs now, and it's because you can't handle the pressure. And the man is expected to be the breadwinner. But who can you talk to? That's the question you asked. Who can you talk to when you have that? So what have you learned?
So what I've learned from this is that as men, we've got things that we've been doing that have become a normal. That's a sexual harassment. I heard tapping a girl when she's not into it is sexual harassment.
Yeah.
Complimenting on the way her body is, like she can change it. Like she can change it is sexual harassment.
Yeah.
So prevention of these things is declothing the things that we've been terming the normal in our society.
Yeah.
Speaking out like, no, look, they're not hoes, they're women.
Yes.
Huh?
Respecting them.
Respect them, give them the power that they need. If we start empowering the women, we will not have problems with empowered women. And all these sexual harassment issues, I feel, will die down.
Yes.
Because we are now comfortable with a girl walking through the streets wearing a mini skirt and her short top, and then she's looking lovely, and we are like, yes, she's looking love.
That's all.
Unlike the things that we're doing now, she's inviting rape. Where is she walking around, showcasing all that? What is she doing?
Yeah. I also feel like in as much as we are talking about sexual harassment and sexual exploitation, and at Mugota conference, one of the key takeaways that I've heard is, as men or as boys or as males, we are also suffering from sexual exploitation and sexual harassment. The main reason why as boys we are not able to speak out these ideas or these things in public is simply because of those societal expectations. What am I going to be saying to I'm a kind of a person. If I say this, what are the people going to say about? So we are saying as men, as boys, we are also suffering from this. So what then do we need to do moving forward? We need to create an environment whereby the men, whereby the boys are able to express themselves freely. And one of the best ways of creating such an environment, like what he said, we need to empower the women. Let's educate them. Good. No, these guys, they are not as strong as we think they are. Give them an opportunity, talk to them. You know, in a relationship, these are very fundamental things. Just like, hi babe, how are you? Are you okay? Is everything? We should normalize what we think is not normal. That is just checking up. We say, how are you? How are you feeling today? Is everything okay? We are creating a conducive environment whereby me, as a man, I'll be like, if I have a problem, I'll be able to talk even to my girlfriend. I'll be able to talk even to my fellow men. This is the problem that I'm first with. So how can you know, that kind of conversation environment can help us?
You can look at it this way. Since the components of a society are environment and the people living in it. So if we are a generation that changes mentality, aren't we already creating a new society values and values? If it becomes normal to us that we can have 50-50 relationships, of course they won't be 50-50, they won't, but then having relationships that have communication as the basis in them, because a simple I'm busy for today, I'll talk to you later can save a whole lot of drama in relationship. So in us changing these values, saying boys, let's start empowering these women in terms of she can walk around wearing what she wants, and we're not going to do what we usually do.
Yes, and
no more whistling.
Exactly.
No more provocative comments. Let her do that. If a number of boys start agreeing to these terms, society is already changing. The next generation or the generations after are going to be agreeing with these new society norms and values.
You know, there's something that I like about Pan-Africanism. You know what they say? They say, in as much as Africa, where the problems that we have, we can work today so that what we want can be successful, not to us, but to the coming generation. For tomorrow. Again, there's something interesting about these relationships. If we were to venture into them more, as a guy and as a girl, how do we relate to each other? Those are very important social constructions that we should, at the end of the day, value so that we save whatever we'll be in.
So basically we're talking about how to handle empowered women, how to empower women, how men are treated as strong men, how people expect us to be strong, as they say, to be breadwinners, as they say, and not really advocating for 50-50. So guys, any last words?
My last words are in terms of drugs. We just went through it, but it's easy to take drugs, guys.
Very easy.
It's really easy to take drugs, but having your own rules as a guy, discipline will take you a long way. That's the easy way out. I think that's why most people are abusing substances. We don't have jobs in the ghetto, so what do we do? That does not mean take drugs. That's not your path to take drugs. So I believe we should let this mentality that just because Zimbabwe has us down, we should take drugs. No. It's not necessary. Find other things to do. You can start crafting reeds into hats. These things are for free. Create your own job opportunities. Don't wait for someone to come with an opportunity and say, this is for you. Nobody said life was going to be easy. Nobody asked to be born. So let's not take the easy way out. That's the last one.
So I also believe that as young people, we should be able to realize that these old Madala that we see, they are not going to be there forever. And they are not going to save our country, they are not going to save our societies forever. There shall come a point in time where we are supposed to be the fathers. So think along the lines, are we going to have a society that is not going to have men? Are we going to have a society that is not going to have fathers? What are we going to have? Because the health issues that we have today, they are having a complex situation that is going to extinct us as the men. So it basically means in the next 30 years, we are going to have less men in the society. So is that the situation that we want as men? No. So let's be responsible for our health. Let's create a healthy environment so that we save our country, we save our societies, and we save our families. Thank you.
So,
Ziva.
Nyanzacho, guys, that is it. And 40577 if you in case you need counseling. Men cry. It's proper, it's proper for a guy to go and seek help. It's proper for a guy to go for therapy. It's proper for you to talk to your girl when you need therapy. Also, and Nyanzacho, my drugs. So don't expect to see. Don't ever think that mkomana kana angu kura chini ma no chini 577 akafonera #one guy campaign #young men can #Mugota.
And it's not okay not to be okay.